Shh. Be quiet. Don't say that.
What did I say? Chill. Relax. The Impossible Conversation Podcast.
Let's talk.
That's the one thing that bothers me and I don't agree with. I just think it's common courtesy and respect to give them the chance. But then social media always wins because then they say, well, do they give you the 2 weeks when they fire you?
What? Are you kidding me?
Do tell.
2 weeks when we fight, you're getting fired because of 9 times out of 10 poor performance.
Mhm.
Okay, so you already gave yourself notice when you decided that you wanted to take company time and just be on social media all day, which is a part of the blurred lines, which is a huge problem because, oh my God, don't even talk about the way people resign. I mean, I'll never forget this one employee. She actually came to the office early and left her laptop and her phone in the doorway. And that was it. Never came back. There was no notice. There was no letter. There was no transitioning of the position. There was no knowledge.
Did you notice 2 weeks ago that she
checked out?
Yeah.
I don't keep that close a camera on somebody you've only been there for 6 months.
No, but I'm saying, honestly, did you sense any tension, any uncomfortability?
Yes.
Well, you noticed.
I did.
No, I'm kidding.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, and I read something similar to that. It wasn't in a post, but it said instead of having a 1 year celebration, instead of having a performance evaluation, it should be our termination or something like that. Like the person is going to be resigning after that 1 year. So if you get an employee to stay with you for a whole year, you should really be blessed. And I mean,
wow. Okay.
I try all the time because it takes a lot of, and this is just from a business perspective, you invest so much in an employee. I mean, getting them trained up, getting them to understand the culture, getting them to understand the job, getting to respect the job, to now all of a sudden, in 1 year, now you're gone because this job wanted to pay you a quarter more. Whereas if you would have had the conversation, maybe we could have given you 30 cents and you wouldn't have had to go to that other position. So, I mean, I can just talk about resignations ad nauseum.
Yeah.
But I'm going to digress to go to our sponsors. And this episode of the podcast has been brought to you by Everyday Delivering Results. They are a credit company who will help you to increase your credit score. Go to Everyday Delivering Results. They are there for you.
Go it up.
Okay, so now I actually want to talk about business ownership. So being a business owner, there's 37 things, as my husband and I call it, that you have to do in starting a business. And one of the key things that we do is acquire a website. So you acquire a website so your customers can find you, they can go, they can find out your hours, your mission, your vision, your values, your pricing, and things along that line. I've found it quite challenging. I just getting to social media, as I say all the time. But I find it quite challenging that when I am looking for an entrepreneur who is of a millennial generation, that the way that I'm directed to locate them is on social media. So it'll be like, someone will give me their handle. And I said, what am I supposed to do with that? Because once I get to the person's page and I find oh yeah, all your pictures, you do a really nice job on doing hair. How do I book an appointment?
Yeah. I feel like that's a separation of generations because, quite frankly, if their business is ran through their social media, you're not their demographic.
Oh wow.
They don't really even care about your business, or get your daughter to reach out to me and get the prices and stuff, and then you can find out that way. I mean, I think it really shows your age whether you have a website or your website is attached through your social media. I really do believe that. Now, this does not usually bother me. until you take that hiatus from social media, you need to just digress from it, delete the app for a day or two, and then you're like, but I need my hair done.
Right.
So how am I going to go to contact the person? So I do believe Generation Z, we got to get websites.
Yes.
We have to get websites
Yes.
because how are people going to get to you? And it limits your customers. It limits your profit because
I don't even know how to get to you. I can't make an appointment.
Literally, I'll be walking through my apartment building and older women will be like, oh my God, I love your hair. Like, who does your hair? And I'm kind of like, her name is Instagram. No
Her
one
name
full
is
well.
hashtag.
Yeah, no one
underscore
well.
dot.
Right, that they don't have Instagram. No one full well.
Crayon
So it's kind of-
emoji with a
it makes
smiley
it
face.
uncomfortable for the younger generation, me, to tell her where I get my hair done because it's like I know full well you don't have IG, so it's like
You can't.
how would you ever do it? So I'm kind of just like, oh, it's my friend, and I'm trying to like run away because I don't want her to be like, well, show me.
Can you give me your friend's phone number?
Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. Can you give me your friend's phone number?
Yeah.
And then you would text me a Instagram
Link. And then it would say, please sign up or log in to view this page. That's what's going to come up. Yes. That's what's going to come up. Yeah.
So now, okay, well, I think this is like a good place for millennial business owners to know, like, you are limiting your profitability.
Yeah.
Like, you're all trying to get to the coin, you're all trying to get to the bag, but you're limiting your profitability by not having a website or a phone number where Generation X, myself being one of, could call you to schedule that appointment. So, I mean, share your feedback on it because I swear I thought it was just me, but I know it's not because I know several people that don't have IG. So what do you do when you're trying to make that appointment for somebody who only communicates and schedules appointments via their Instagram?
I mean, it just goes to show, like, you guys never think about us, and we never think about you guys. So that's why the impossible conversation is so important to listen to, because this is our little bit of communication that we get between the two generations.
Right, and just learning how to bridge the gap between the two generations. I mean, another thing that I have a little problem with,
please say customer service.
How did you know?
It's bad. It's bad. And I'm rocking and I'm riding and I'm speaking on behalf of my generation, but that ain't hot. The way they be talking to customers and talking to people, you would think that this is like your sister or your friend, somebody that you know, that business is not involved at all. It's like they take it personal and their goal is to get more smart with you than you are to them and defend themselves. And it's like, I think, I mean, I'm not a business owner, but I would think that business
the
ain't
customer's
personal.
always right. That's
and
what I was always
ain't
taught.
personal. So
But you guys
if I'm
don't know
saying to you, where's my package? This is an example, actually. I was ordering a wig offline, and I ordered it maybe like 2 months ahead, and it has still not gotten there. Now, it was in the midst of the pandemic, so I'm like, I'm going to give some leeway. I'm obviously around business owners all the time. So I'm like, I understand what it is to just exercise my patience a little bit because I'm sure they're working hard to get me my product.
Right.
So I email her maybe like a month and some change out. And I'm like, I'm looking for my wig. I spent $350 on it.
Wow.
Where is this product at? Her response was, that this is a pandemic and that everyone's trying to adjust. If you cannot exercise patience, you can cancel and get a full refund.
Wow.
And I was like,
well, so did that mean that the wig wasn't on its way?
Right. Exactly.
It wasn't on its
way. Exactly. So a month later, I wrote her again. I said, well, in that moment, I told her, I'm not looking to cancel the product. I'm just simply looking for where it is. Right. And then you'll be feeling crazy. It's like, am I wrong? Am I the business owner? Are you?
Right.
So yeah, the customer service has to be worked on. And the text message thing where you're like, getting smart and don't text my phone all these times. I'm doing hair right now. I'll get back to you when I can. It's not necessary. Just don't reply.
Right.
Just don't reply.
Until you can.
Right. Until you can. Or if you're going to text anything, just say, I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. Give a time. just so that they don't keep pestering you. But it just seems that they are so much more interested in debating and going back and forth and defending themselves than just conducting business.
They're just not humble. I mean, which is so sad because, I have a couple clients that are business owners. One of them being a hairdresser, and she just moved into this beautiful new space, boutique room. The space is phenomenal. I mean, and she is handling her business. And the way she handles her business is the individuals that she has working for her, she has them sign a contract. This is her customer service policy. She's not allowed, they're not allowed to respond to a text message without her viewing the text message first. If an individual requests their money back, she makes them give the money back. She recognizes that you have to pick your battles. If you don't pick your battles, you won't have any customers at all because everyone wants to be a boss. This is what she says, about the generation, because I'm always picking her brain as far as business is concerned. But she's like, everyone wants to be a boss. And I'm like, really, the one who controls the dollar is always the boss. That's who the boss is. If that person is not going to give you their dollar, I don't care what the job is, then you no longer have a job. So with that, if you recognize that it's not just the customer's always right, the customer is actually your boss. Stop trying to boss up the people who are your bosses. Humble yourselves and allow yourselves to learn and grow from each and every experience. But I think that's where there's a real huge disconnect, is everybody wants to be a boss.
And unfortunately, while it's a great thing that we have so many younger entrepreneurs, so many millennial entrepreneurs, I think it really shows the immaturity, the unpreparedness, the underdeveloped mindset that they have in this area. Because, another thing that bothers me is when, say the person says, my book is closed for this week. Start scheduling again next month, for example. And they may get a flood of messages saying, I'm trying to book.
Right.
They'll put something on their story like, everybody who keeps DMing me about da-da-da, but address them all with a tone of annoyance and frustration. And it's just like, girl, how you know I be on your page all day looking at your every post to know that your book is closed and I should wait till next? It's just very, very combative energy from the younger entrepreneurs. So I think that's the one downfall, is that immaturity in us.
It definitely takes a lot of humility to be a business owner. It takes a lot of humility. And I think that's why a lot of people don't progress from self-employment to business owner, because they don't have that wisdom. They don't have those foundational principles. And once again, it goes back to this microwave generation. They want everything instantly. Everything is at their disposal so quickly that the growing and the maturation process doesn't happen. If you need to reach out to Coach Sarita, I am a personal development mentor, so I can help you in this way. I had to just put that in there. Just because it really hurts me, as much as it does my heart so good to see the entrepreneurship, but it does my heart so sad to see how business is being run, because I see your potential. I know that if, someone would just sit down with you and say, take an additional 30 seconds to read that text message before you send it out. You might not want to respond in that way.
Refer to Art of the Conversation episode 1.
Yes.
You'll learn some tips.
You'll learn some
tips. Yes.
I mean, those little things, just those little nuggets will take you to the next level, because self-employment, people, they get the terms confused. When you're self-employed, it's that individual who has a barbershop, and he's in his barbershop cutting hair every day. Now, he may have, another person in there cutting as well that's paying him rent, which is a very good thing. However, in the event he's off, he goes on vacation, he leaves, the barbershop closes. So it's kind of like still having a job, but you're responsible for all the nuts and the bolts of it. So I'm trying to get you to progress past that point, that you no longer have to be there and you're still making money. But that is a stepwise process. It's not something that just happens overnight. So I think you need the tips, you need the grooming, you need the coaching to be able to get you to your next steps in business, whatever that looks like, because I don't think anyone wants to always do the same thing that they've always done.
Yep. And this is when I start to go into intentions. It's not only intentions for if you're self-employed or whether you are employed, by someone else. you have to know your intentions in both. Because everybody wants to be a business owner now because they think that's it. They see so many people being successful at it on social media, so it's like, okay, why don't I try that? I mean, people are doing eyelashes, they don't even give a damn about eyelashes. We're doing hair, we're doing, waxing services, or just all types of things. And then they have an attitude. They don't want to do it. They're what is it called? Inconsistent. They don't show up when you schedule.
You're so true. You're so right.
Yeah, like it's really crazy. And the same thing with being employed somewhere. I understand if you don't have an interest in home care or in McDonald's even, but don't apply there if you don't want to work there, and don't start that business if you are not interested in that business.
Team would definitely agree with that. It's literally, people think because they can do this one thing, they should now be a business owner.
Yeah.
And they don't translate into because you bake a good cake does not mean now you go and open Denise's Bake Delights. It doesn't translate into you being a business owner.
Stay the family baker.
You got everybody's birthday parties. You are booked solid. But to try to take it out to other customers, it's a no-go. Trey has something to say on that one.
Just a question, like, I guess, how would I advise somebody who probably think they can hop out of business just because they're good at something, but I probably know they're not the best business person. How would I advise them? Like, I guess if I do have
you wanted to,
it's like, Auntie, I know you're not good at handling business. You can make a nice, like you say, pie, but you're not great at business.
Exactly.
For people. How do I settle that? Like,
does partnership come into play, you think?
I think that's one piece of it. It could definitely be something where there's a partnership where that person could just be the baker and then somebody handles the business.
Yeah.
That's an option because then, she gets to do what she loves and she doesn't have to deal with people.
Yeah.
But then another thing, I would be completely transparent with Auntie and say, you know what, Auntie? You bake some amazing cakes, but I really don't think you want to have the whole business up under your belt because there's a lot of other pieces involved in it. I mean, there's legal aspects, there's operational pieces, there's different costs involved. It's astounding to me when I also do business and people just don't know the foundational pieces involved in business. There's insurances that you have to have in business.
Yeah.
So when you're doing business, you need to be insured. I mean, people are running their business, I guess like they run their household a month.
And so many businesses were lost in the pandemic due to not having that insurance you're talking about.
I mean, we wouldn't be here if we weren't insured.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, if you were interested in getting PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, you had to show all of your business credentials. So there's so many businesses that went out of business that if you would have just did the work, you could have got that loan, which would have been forgiven, and your business could still be here. So, I mean, I implore business owners, if you don't know what to do in business, if you don't know how to start business, if you don't know how to stay in business, to reach out to me. I am here to help you. You can go directly to my website. You can schedule a call, and I will give you the tips and the tools and the strategies so that you can be a successful business person because I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
I love to see entrepreneurs. I love to help entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is the backbone of the country.
And quite frankly, we're all a community and we all have gifts and something to offer. So we need you. We do want what you have to offer. You just got to execute it just a little bit better. And like you said, with that humility, having that humility will allow the person to know, you know what, I know this part and I'm really good at this, but maybe I should go to that business coach, just to tighten me up, polish my brand a little bit more. That's that humility.
And that's that humility.
Yeah.
You are 100% correct.
Yeah.
And it will save you so much in the long run. I mean, because lawsuits are real. Lawsuits are real and you do not want to be sued. Contracts are so important. Contract everything you do. And there's so many user-friendly websites that you can pay like $9.99 a month and they will give you every template to everything under the sun. And then in the event you get into a legal jam, then you go to seek a lawyer. You don't have to necessarily have a lawyer on retainer to be able to run your business. You can have a lawyer that in the need, I have this ad hoc thing that's going on. Can you review this contract for me? Just something as simple as that. But these are the things that you don't know if you just did a really pretty eyelash for a wedding and now decided to turn it into a business.
Yeah, invest in your business first and then others will invest in your business.
I think that's the way we close out the segment, guys. This has been another amazing episode of The Impossible Conversation with Coach Sarita
And your Hope Dealer Mirror.
And here at the Impossible Conversation, we shift generations through impossible conversations. And we want to say thank you to our donors. Our donors are so very important to us. In this episode, our key donor was Ephraim Home Care. We just want to say thank you so much. We love you. And if you would like to donate, feel free to go to our YouTube channel and click the donate button. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks so much.
Guys.
Bye.
Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Coach Sarita.
And me on Instagram at AmiraHester_. And check us both out on Instagram and YouTube at The Impossible Conversation. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys there.